young ass nigga, real low G. Ever since a youngin', I've been rolling low key. Got for really 23s and it's sitting on D's. You ain't gotta guess it.
Holy shit! Here we are.
How are
We
bro?
finally made it, man.
Absolutely.
We kicked it off.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy to be here with you guys. Welcome to Talk with Yorke.
Yes, sir. Hey, thanks for having us, bro.
Dude, no,
Appreciate it.
it's my absolute pleasure, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you guys introduce yourselves, just so that people like know what's up, and because they probably know O.U.P and that, like
Yeah.
people in Adelaide starting to know who that is,
Yeah.
but maybe they don't know who you are as individuals and that.
Absolutely.
For real.
Yeah. All right, so Rebazar, R-E-B-A-Z-A-R. Yeah, 21 years old, just chilling, living life, making music, because, what else are you going to do in a small city like this?
Facts.
And yeah, we just have fun with it. But yeah.
I'm Joe Kid, aka Jaden, and I'm also 21 years old, and we decided doing our thing, and that's how we're doing it.
Nice,
It's going
and
hard.
two halves of O.U.P.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So Soup official on Instagram
Yep.
with a $sign
Yes. Yeah.
for a reason, I'm guessing, eh? Like
Yeah.
chasing some stacks and
That's it.
Yeah.
trying to build something.
Strive only until prosperity. That's how it is. So,
Yeah?
100%.
So what is it?
Strive only until prosperity.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you guys just made that up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Nice.
when was it? 2016. We
Mhm.
probably started coming up with like ideas of what we wanted to call ourselves and all of that. But like the thing we all had in common was our hunger to just do something, to be something more than a standard fucking 18-year-old kids finishing high school.
SoundCloud rapper or whatever.
Yeah. So we just wanted to push ourselves, and we knew doing music was the only thing that could that would force us to just do shit on another level that's uncommon.
So just a hunger. Like he's had a hunger.
Yeah.
100%.
No shit. I love that, man, because I come from Port Pirie. It's like a small town as well.
Yeah.
And it's but even when you come to Adelaide, then it feels like a small town here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you move to Melbourne, you're like, fuck, I need to go out to LA. It's always like a bigger.
Yeah. Facts.
Man, what was it? 2019. 2018. I moved to Melbourne, but then I came back this year. But yeah, for that year I was in Melbourne. I was like, man, Adelaide is so fucking small because Melbourne's got a big scene coming up and everything. There's a bunch of random artists coming coming out of here and then they're doing everything everywhere and shit. It's just a different vibe compared to being in Adelaide. It's a smaller city, and then you go to Melbourne, it's a bit bigger, so there's a lot more going. There's a bit more of a musical culture and all of that. And
once you've kind of been in those cities as well, and you come back and you're that's when you really kind of see it get to that point, and you realize how much Adelaide could have to offer, but it doesn't. Especially in terms of the music scene as well.
Facts.
And especially in terms of what we're doing with the new wave of rap, soul music and all that type of stuff. R&B here in Australia as a whole, it hasn't yet, in my opinion, developed quite as much as it has over in Sydney and Melbourne and such.
In Adelaide.
In Adelaide it hasn't.
Yeah.
But it's starting to, the roots are there and it's starting to grow.
Quickly, shout out to every fucking artist that's making waves in Australia. Because goddamn, man, over the last 3 years, I've probably seen so many different artists come out of so many different fucking cities that are actually making quality music, and they're just having fun with it, and they're just doing the thing. So shout out to everybody that's on that wave, doing shit. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, and the new wave. It's like you said, it's not even hip hop anymore. It's just is it just this generation? We can go on the internet, and back in the day, you probably had to listen to whatever your parents had in their fucking vinyl or on cassette in the car. But now it's you can go online, Spotify, find the most amazing or the most whack music, whatever your taste is. It's all out there. You can listen to everything, put it all together, and then this whole new wave. It feels like it's just a big mix up of everything.
Even as well, back in coming in primary school and shit. My older brother, got me into Biggie Smalls and all that stuff. But a lot of the mainstream stuff in terms of the rap music and all that stuff was limited to things like LimeWire and stuff. So even though it's that was still
the good old days, right? LimeWire.
Even though that was more than what the radio had to offer in terms of variety, it was still only what was on that site. Whereas now it's kind of you have the whole of the internet to just search, go your hardest pretty much. So it's better from that perspective.
And just on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, there's the amount of the amount of different types of music that's coming out, because when XXX came out and all of that, they brought in
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. to the guy, you know, he's a goat.
Mm.
But yeah, like when those guys came out, like Ski Mask, and you know when it was that era.
That era was crazy, bro.
100%.
That
Yeah,
era was
like,
crazy. That changed the scene massively.
Yeah, like just how out of the blue and overnight it all almost happened. Like, well, overnight for me because I wasn't there to like witness everything behind the scenes before.
Of course,
it got to that point. But
we're over here, like we don't get to see it all sort of coming up as much. But when it hits,
100%, yeah. But I feel like, you know, over the next couple of years, that's exactly what the rest of the world is gonna feel. Come from Australia.
Right. So that's an interesting question. Then, like, so how did, like, talking about influences, obviously X, and I'm sure, like, you know, like Peep and but even just that whole era, like Juice and like when these guys were coming out, they all sort of feel like they came out to even like Pump and shit. They all sort of came out at once and just blew away the world and just started this whole new wave. Like, so was that like a big turning point for you? For you lads, like seeing those artists come through, because I feel like so many people are influenced by that wave.
Well, for the most part, like we've been making music since we were like 12 years old. Like,
so way before then, like you said, you had Biggie
Yeah.
and stuff cranking like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, you know, it started out like for myself and stuff like that. You know, it was just we had the old electric guitar in my spare room and stuff. My older brother played electric guitar, and I played it every now and then and stuff. But mainly myself and my younger brother were into like listening to like a lot of Lil Wayne and stuff like that, and just having that play through like the iPod Nanos into the amp, and then just be cranking out on the mic and shit, just trying to like just rap over the lyrics, and then obviously I didn't know how to rap to begin with, but it was like I found it so sick to just like hear someone spit such lyricism, and then I wanted to learn to be able to even just say what he was saying, and then it got to the point where I never had the courage to be, or like just the thought mentality that I could actually create my own type of lyrics or my own style. But yeah, and then it was like eventually, we ended up linking up in primary school and shit, and then and he was making music too, and then
and like even for myself, like you know, I've been writing and like you know just trying to learn and understand the process behind being able to write music since I was like 11 years old probably. My older brother used to make music, and he was doing some things here and there, and so like. In that regards, you know, he was the guy that I was looking up to. I was like, man, like, because it's different, like seeing people that you never knew blow up and like do all these amazing things, like you know, Lil Wayne and YMCMB and Drake at the time and all of that, you know. But then seeing someone that you know is a human being is just as flesh as you are, like that even fucking makes sense. But yeah, like
100%. It's just another human being, like the exact same as you, really. Different experiences, but like it's all the same shit.
Like seeing someone you know be able to like put on a couple shows and like do this and it's be super musical and like you know. Like that shit just had me feeling some type of way. Like in regards to like my own self-confidence and being able to like even start writing like some bullshit rhymes back in the days. But you know, at the time I thought, shit, this is hard. Like, this is hard. But like in hindsight, you know.
So like you saw that as a path, like you said, like maybe even confident, and like dude, a lot of kids like ain't got confidence. Like most kids don't really know what the fuck's going on. When you're like 13 years old, like you're acting like you're fronting pretty hard all the time, really. But really, like some older kid says something, you go cry. You know what I mean? Like you got no idea. So do you think that was like a pathway for you, like seeing you know these big artists and stuff doing it, and what you thought you were like, I could do that. Like I can move in that direction, and like this is. Like maybe through creativity and what these guys are doing, I can find myself or something.
It was almost like it's like I said, I was so like fascinated by how they were able to do it. Like all the lyricists and stuff that I listened to, you know, and then so it was like just listening over it and stuff like that. I was like, always thought in my head like, imagine if I could do it, and I always found myself going back to always rehearsing the lyrics to where it was a bit more. I was like obsessed with it more than a hobby type of thing. So it was like, without me really knowing it or not, I was already developing myself.
You weren't putting the hours in because you're like, I've got to put like this many hours in today. Like you were just that's that pure sort of love for it.
Oh, like you know, I'd get my ass beat by my parents, and then I'd go in my room. I remember I'd have a texter and I'd just write on like the side of my cupboard. I'd have like the door shut so that my parents can come in on this fucking writing on like pull the drawers out and I'd write on the inside of the actual cupboard and I'd slap the drawer in so like no one could actually see it and shit.
Right. Hidden bars around the house and shit.
Well mainly in my room, but it was like that type of shit, you know what I mean? Because it was just like, it's just something that, that's doing as well.
That's killer.
But yeah, just things like
that's
that.
a cool story.
Yeah.
So you like your mum just opens it, she's like, cop and top in the whip. She's like, fucking hell, man. Look at these hidden bars, man. It's like Easter in this house. Chocolate eggs everywhere.
Whip, does he?
I like him with the dog.
Yeah, no, that's it. But yeah, it's like, you know, just things like that. You know, I wasn't really conscious that I was really like, oh, I'm going to do it because I want to be this. It was just like, I was like, oh look, got nothing else to do as a kid,
Right.
not really that wealthy, so it was just more like go kick the ball. My brothers kicked it over the fence, so it was like fuck it, just chill in my room, fucking just that type of things. But
It's a great way to kill time as well, like
100%.
and express yourself, like like you start figuring out how to do that. I feel like that's like a superpower, like for creatives. Like you get to a point where you start to get real good at like telling a story, and you don't realize at the time, like on the come up with it, but like how much of a power that is, and that like not everyone's got that. Like the standard person working like a trade or a 9 to 5, like that's different from like like writing songs or whatever. They're good at other stuff, but like what creatives are good at is like they can tell a story, they can express themselves. They're not trapped always in like their feelings. They can get it out. And shit, which is crazy. So do you guys have like, how do you see your own styles? Because and maybe even before that. What was the reason for you guys? Was it just you were just such homies that just made sense to come together?
Yeah.
Or was it just like, was there another, like, why didn't you do it individually something? And, some people might have gone individual, but you guys, and I love collabs, so I love seeing people come together and work.
No, like for the most part, like when I linked up with my brother and all of that, and he was like teaching me all of this and all of that. So I was releasing some music on like YouTube and Facebook and all of that, like as a solo artist. And then some of my other homies at the time released a couple other things here and there as well. And then eventually it was like not like all of that was dope, but like nothing felt as genuine and as authentic as like every time me and Jay would link up and like write some bars and like like even though we didn't release anything at the age of 12 or any of that, it was just that vibe, that energy that was there. It was just something that I felt like like what could this be if we actually like put 200 fucking hours into it.
We'll go into, there was like this like community group in like the suburb we're from, Kilburn and stuff. Like Delia's house and shit. And then so like that's how it was really kind of getting me out of my shell with like just writing lyrics and coming to it, because it would just be a group of kids from the neighborhood that I all knew and shit as well, that we all knew. And
sick.
Kids would come there and shit, and then Delia, she'd just play the guitar and stuff, and she'd just be like, just say what you said. And it was like she's playing the acoustic, so it was a bit hard to kind of like
go hard.
But like even for myself, like it was just like it was. And even shout out to her as well, because I understand what...
Shout out Delia, Olam.
I understand what she was kind of doing, was just getting people out their shell and able to, and I feel like that was a big part.
That's so important.
100%.
But even just that type of vibe as well, where it was like, we were kind of like in this community group thing, where like already spitting lyrics, and it was just, that's pretty much it. We're making... people that went to our primary school and shit know that throughout year 6 and year 7, like we was on like the old HP laptops, we were using like Audacity and making like, these look back at it like trash now, but like they were dope. And
early days,
100%. Like everyone in that was in our year level knew that shit. So I'm sure when they make the connection from what we're doing now, it's like they could probably remember back from primary school when we were like doing that shit. So
you gotta respect that journey as well, hey, like that artistic growth, like that shit doesn't happen without like dedication, commitment and shit.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And to touch on like the energy thing, like obviously you felt like when you were together there was something special about that energy, and like I think you can really hear that on the EP. Concrete Jungle.
Shout out.
Go run those fucking numbers up.
Sir.
Too many people are sleeping on this shit. Seriously, I'm serious. Like, I'm serious, bro. Like, your stuff was just popping up on Instagram and stuff, and I was like, I just like assumed from the level of professionality of what it was that you weren't even from Adelaide. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've just been conditioned to think that like there's a certain level of stuff. And then I was like, fuck, no, they're actually fucking locals and shit. That's crazy. It was really hard. And so like, how does that start? Like, when do you decide we're gonna make an EP, we're going to put it on Spotify, it's going to be professional, we're going to capture this essence that we've got and start to go pro and like put money into it and everything, right?
It's crazy because like we decided to start taking it serious in like 2016. So we came up with like branding, blah 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 blah, like just been trying to figure it out.
So what do you do then? Like what do you? Because I think that's interesting as fuck for a lot of other like musicians, like honestly youngsters even like looking up. Like, where do I start? Like, building a brand. Like, you guys are building a brand, and you're obviously conscious about what you're putting out there, and that's smart on the business level, because it's a business. Music's a business, right? So, like, what are those conversations like? Like, when you guys are, like, talking about the aesthetic, like, you're like, I'm going to have, like, the blonde hair, like, I'm going to be, like, repping, like, this vibe, like, what's...
Well, for, like, speaking of blonde hair, like, before any of this rap thing because throughout, we're making music in primary school and stuff. Throughout high school, I kind of laid low and kind of kept it under the radar that I was rapping and stuff like that. Because I was just a bit more under the radar at the time with it all, you know. I was still always writing lyrics like on the bus to high school. Always had my earphones in, just like pumping instrumentals and shit. Mainly boom bap and stuff at the time. But yeah, no, when I was 16 and shit, it was just something that I was like, oh wait, you know, I can dye my hair, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, you can do anything the fuck you want, right?
Yeah, I was just like, fuck it, and I gave it a go, man. So like, you know, and I did it, and like, fucking, it's a funny story because like, yeah, I did it, and then it was like a lot of people were talking shit in high school, and I just learned not to give a fuck.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, like, one of the guys I knew was talking shit the most. He ended up fucking getting the same hair.
Yeah, right.
Fucking Corey Penny, man. I don't give a
Corey
fuck.
Penny,
I
bro.
don't give a
We
fuck.
fucking see you, bro.
Yeah, man.
We see the games.
Hey, I'm just saying, if he wants to catch a fade, it's still there. So I'm being dead set.
It's still like you're always getting the haters over, and then it's always like I feel like people are hating, and you know that you ain't really doing anything to give them a reason. You're just like doing your thing. Like the fact that you wanted to do your hair a certain way, why does that affect anyone else? So
facts, man. That's I was looking at it like that too. I was like, why do you give a fuck, man?
Why do you care? And so you know they got issues, bro. And I'm not surprised that he flip flops and then goes and does the exact same thing. That's what haters do. They just talk shit. You know, you can't really trust it. Right. So and that started your aesthetic with like what the vibe you got going on.
That was already like what I was doing, and like, and then so like, you know, it's just become part of like my identity now type of shit. And then so when we decided coming out of high school that we're like, fuck it, we're gonna take this serious. It was like, I kind of looked at it, I was like, oh well, fuck, there's no point in me just going back to just like plain brown hair that I've got. I'm just like, fuck, I might as well keep it, man. It's a vibe, you know. So that's how that came about.
Right.
Like, in terms of
like for myself, man, since a kid, actually, I think I was about 8 years old.
Yeah.
I was listening to Bob Marley, what is it, Concrete Jungle. I used to always fuck with that song since then. And yeah, like fucking his dreadlocks and everything. I was like, man, that shit's hard. And I'm like, yo, Dad, you know, I want to get dreads. Like,
yeah, of course.
Nah, because my dad is like, you know, straight to the point. Is like, not professional. You gotta look clean, you know.
Yeah, shave it up and fucking.
Yeah, like in this country, they're always gonna assume the best of you, so you gotta make sure you're as clean as possible. As
that's the
possible.
thing, eh?
So it's like, I can, like in hindsight, like now looking back, I understand exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah,
but
it makes sense.
Back then, I was like, man, those dreadlocks, man, they're all the way up. To
I gotta have them, bro.
Shit, yeah. So yeah, since then, I've always wanted to have dreadlocks. Yeah. But and then it wasn't until 2018. 2018, I discovered I just got to the point with myself where I was like, nah, like, dude, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, this is your life. This is your journey. Yeah. Like, as like, 100% respect your dad, respect his opinions, respect all of that. But at the end of the day, this is your life, your journey. Yeah. Like, you know, you wanna do this, then fucking do it. Like, it's not gonna affect him half as much as it's gonna affect you whether you choose to do it or not.
Facts. And like with that, like with the parent thing as well, it's like you can respect your parents, but you also got to respect yourself and like what you want. And I feel like sometimes parents will respect you down the line more for doing what you wanted to do. Yeah. Like, you know, like my mum was like, "Oh, get a trade and shit," you know. And she was like, but she was just wanted me to have security, so I get it. And she just loved me in that. Yeah. And it was out of fear, you know what I mean? She was scared that it might not work because being a musician, like. It's a fucking unlikely thing, man. But it's like, the people are just like, you're clinging onto a thread almost, like when you want to do it, and that's why it takes so much commitment and shit.
Yeah, I was in the same boat, man. I was doing a TAFE course and stuff as well, and I was just going through it. Like I was because I didn't really know what else I wanted to do, and I was just looking at money. That's what I was looking at in high school. So I was like, fuck it, you know, what type of trade could I do that's gonna like, you know, earn me the most or whatever, and I think it was going to be the most interesting and stuff. And then just doing it and stuff throughout the course of it, I was just like, every day just felt like a drain. And I was like,
oh, depressing, right?
Yeah. And I was just like, alright, so this is just a TAFE course, and like people are fucking around and then, you know, calling the teacher out and shit. It's funny as, but I just thought, you know what, I can't, like, what's it going to be like on an actual construction site? Did work experience, hated it fucking completely. Man, I was just like, you know what, this isn't for me. Like, there's no way I can live the next 40 years just fucking doing this every day.
Unhappy as fuck.
Yeah, it'd make me like, it'd make me probably an angry person, to be honest.
Of course.
So it was like, you know.
Going and spending like 8 hours a day doing something you don't want to do, that's going to make anyone fucking bitter.
So I'm in the same boat. My parents are like, why'd you drop out of it? And I was just like, because I don't want to do it.
It's not me, like.
That's not me, yeah. So, yeah, man. So, that's pretty much, like, just relate with what you're saying.
Right, so you guys, and so when you're coming together and you're just starting to think professionally about, like, how you present yourselves, like, what's the conversation like? Is that, you both are saying, cool, like everything needs to be like high quality. Like we need to like make sure we got proper photo shoots so that like because obviously you got a sick photo looking over Adelaide on the hill and shit. Like was that part of the conversation? Like everything needs to be at a certain standard.
Yeah, well, since 2016, like I was saying before, since 2016, we released an EP, like it's called Travel into Prosperity. But like we're taking that down now just because the quality didn't really match the standards that we wanted to work at.
Totally.
So like since then we done that, released it, and done all of that, like campaigned it and all of that. It was done a good job, but it just wasn't like it didn't feel right, you know. Like talking to because at the time we were emceeing in a nightclub as well, so we're like, you know,
in the Philippines.
Nah, before the Philippines actually in Adelaide. In Adelaide,
Right.
I don't want to say the club's name because they're a bunch of dicks. So
Yeah,
no
right.
free promo for you, ho.
No free fucking promo. I'm talking Yorke. Fuck you. No.
But so we're emceeing at a club. And like, after we released it and everything, we're talking to the owner. We're like, hey man, look, we want to do something special with it. Blah, 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 blah. This is our project we just released. Like, he heard one song. He was like, it's cool.
Off Concrete Jungle.
Yeah, sorry, no.
It's 2016, so this is the first
2016
EP.
project. Yeah, so he heard one
So no
song,
one can
he
get
was
that
like,
anymore?
no, actually you can, but only on SoundCloud.
Right.
Only on SoundCloud.
That's like the archive.
Yeah.
Right, that's sick. I love having that on SoundCloud, like the old raw shit.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So I showed him the first song. He was like, yeah, it's cool. Second one, he wasn't anyone as interested. So we're like, yeah, fuck it. Like, so then we were just analyzing everything and everything we were doing at the time. We're like, nah, like, okay, this is good, but compare this to like, I think Travis Scott Butterfly Effect was hot at the time.
Oh yeah.
So we were comparing like the project to like one of Travis Scott's songs. Like, nah, there's levels to this shit. Okay,
bro.
So beyond any of that, first thing we need to do is find our sound, and you know, how do you do that? You just practice. You just keep working on it. You just write as much as you can, record as much as you can.
That's it.
Like that's how you develop that quality within yourself as an artist, but then also in terms of production as well. Like you know, you gotta understand who you're working with, what they're capable of, and all of that. So at the time, we were working at NSS for the first project, but after that,
Shout out, man.
Yeah,
They have worked with so many fucking like up and coming people through Adelaide. A lot of especially rappers come through that place, man.
Yeah, NSS is a home for that. Like but we're working at NSS. We're like, alright, cool. You know, their engineers that they had available were like dope. Shout out to Will. Norlick. Shout out Norlick.
Yeah.
He's killing it, bro. You know, he just apparently produced like Manus Crooks like whole.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
He
was talking about that when he was still here in Adelaide before he moved to Sydney.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Top man. His work ethic's fucking.
Nah, big ups to the guy. Man.
That's why when I seen him over in Sydney, I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's the play, man. Like, you know, with the work ethic and the drive that guy has.
He boosted out. He was like, I gotta go to the next league zone.
Oh man, it's like he was talking to me about it before he went, man. You should come, and I'm like, bro, 100%.
He's trying to get everyone to come in now.
Bro, 100%. Like, you know, just over to Sydney and shit. And he's over in Sydney making plays, and I'm sitting here like, damn, man.
He's leading the way, For sure.
Bro, just to see someone that's over there doing shit, man, like, you know, fuck, man. Yeah.
So you guys had experiences, obviously, in the studio, working with different producers. I reckon that's super valuable. Because then, like you said, you're starting to figure out, like, it's not just about what you bring to the mic. It's about what that dude on the desk is doing too, right?
So it's a collaborative effort. Like, from the moment we walk in the studio, our engineers got to be, like, fully switched on. We got to be fully switched on and be collaborative, like, to just get the best results. Because at the end of the day, if we're happy with it, he's gonna be twice as happy because we're gonna come back and pay him more money for to work on the next shit,
100%,
and so forth. But you know, it was just about elevating ourselves and not letting ourselves become stagnant. So we just had to explore ourselves as artists, explore a couple other studios and all of that, and like figure out who we want to work with and all of that. So
that's good stuff, bro.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of what you guys have been saying, because sometimes I've given this advice to people who've asked me, like, what about, like, do you get people hitting you up, like, saying, listen to my track and shit like that?
Yeah, occasionally.
Right? So I get stuff like that, and sometimes it's just, like, not even at a level yet. And it's like, it's not really ripping on them personally, but it's like, it's just not even close to being at a point where people are even going to care. You know, and that's because they haven't put the hours in or whatever. And, like, one thing I try and say is, like literally, like, take your song, like put your song out, like get it recorded in a studio, write a song, put it down, and then listen to it, and then or listen to like a Travis Scott or a Drake track straight after. This is the level that you're trying to get, like quality wise. You don't want to do a half-ass production. Like you want to make it so it's on par with some of this stuff. And to listen to like something that you've done where you put like not that many hours, you listen to that. If you're self-aware enough, you can go, holy shit, let's grind. We got way more work to do. And it sounds like you guys are on that path.
Well, also I'll say as well, it's like obviously I agree exactly what you're saying in terms of like being setting your standards up to where it's going to be acceptable for what the current industry's at. But there's that one thing is like you can't compare yourself to another person. You know what I mean? Especially as well, like when we're looking at like Travis Scott's shit's fucking tight and all those cats that are like popping during that time, we also weren't like, we got to be like them. It was just that like we got to grind as hard as them.
You got to know what you want 100% as well. 100%.
You got to grind as hard as them and like understand like these guys have been doing it for like 10 plus years.
Exactly.
Years. Like fucking this like it's not going to just happen overnight. Although it happens to some people.
But you respect what they've delivered. Like look at an artist that you respect, that you want to be like in that ballpark. Because I feel like you were saying it even like at the start, like you can't start out just like spitting unique stuff or whatever. Like you said, you've got to evolve and figure out who you are by making. At the start, you're basically mimicking shit that you fuck with. You're basically copying shit that you fuck with, copying the techniques, getting good, and then eventually you start to inject your own vibe, mixing it with all the different flavors that you've got, and then it starts to grow.
100%.
No, exactly. All your influences and shit.
How do you guys see like it's like the yin yang? You guys like the yin yang right now. I fucking love it, bro. How do you see like stylistically like what you're bringing to the table? Like what do you bring stylistically as opposed to like what you're bringing stylistically? Do you talk about that? Like you have strengths and weaknesses that you play off of with each other, or you both just snap on the mic and you don't care?
Yeah, it's just pretty much we don't really aim for like it's pretty much we sit there and we'll spend hours just searching through beats, producers hitting us up with beat packs and shit, and just and like pretty much we're just searching through it all, just like not really looking for anything in particular, but just when you hear a dope beat, and when you hear it, you don't even need to think about what you need to write. It just comes out. It just comes out. Like, and most of the time, it's like it's not even on a certain topic that you want to talk like that you're driving to talk about. It's like I said, it's just like a certain way that you're feeling, and like for the most part, that's why it's dope to just be like in the studio constantly, cause listening to the beat packs and shit and just getting it out there. Because if you hold on for shit for heaps long, which is what we've figured out as well for a lot of shit, it's just like you end up losing that vibe by the time you put it out, or even you write a bunch of lyrics, leave it for ages, go into the mic, and then you've already like fucking thrashed the verse. So
you gotta like rewrite it almost, like rewrite a whole song. To catch a new vibe.
You gotta force that emotion onto it. Like you were fucking with it like a month ago. By the time you've gotten on the mic, you don't even feel like that no more.
Yeah, you're a different person almost by that point. Right?
Yeah, so you've evolved past it. So it's like
Nah, like for the most part, I'd say like we just vibe. Like we just like as soon as you find a beat that you like, or as soon as we find a beat that we like I just let myself feel the beat and let the rhythms and the drums and everything like drive what's about to come out. Like as much as I premeditate ideas and concepts and all of that, but like
you zone in. You're almost like meditative in the studio and just have to let it come from a deeper place.
100%.
Burn some incense and shit. Smoke a doobie. Fucking just let it flow.
Facts.
Actually, I haven't smoked a doobie in the studio in a while.
Yeah, true.
Nah.
You're producing not later.
Like he doesn't care.
You gotta respect the equipment, bro.
He doesn't come in. He doesn't care if we come in high and all of that.
He's like, this is my dojo. Like, you respect that.
Because he works with a bunch of different people as well. Like sometimes he has schools coming in. Like obviously no teacher's gonna walk in
smelling weed.
You know what? You're doing a good job, man.
You're doing good. Kids, listen to this guy.
Here's your man.
He's got the good stuff. He'll hook me up after, right? When the kids are going fucking on the
So he just has to respect that, and we've got to respect that as well. Like, no biggie, but like it used to just have a quick one before you walk in.
Just zone in,
just pop. But like now, for the most part, I just have. I feel like I've got too many responsibilities to even spend time on getting high. Unless it's like some random fucking night where it's like, woo. Let's go.
You see Drizzy in the club, he's like, bro, hit this. Alright. With Drizzy, I'll do it like.
Well, I feel like for the most part, when I'm going in the studio, I'm on a mission. So it's like, and like for me at least, like, you know, sometimes I'll smoke the type of weed or some shit and it makes me energized. Other times it makes me sleepy.
Yeah.
And, you know, and so, like, I like to, if I'm smoking weed, I like to do it when I'm trying to be creative and I'm in my own fucking, I'm in my own room.
Just you.
Yeah, well, I can just, like, I can afford to just chill back for a minute and just regain my thoughts if I get a bit fucking confused or whatever, as you do when you're high.
Just completely got your own pace.
Yeah. But when I'm like, in the studio, you know, like, time is money in there, you know, and so I'm just in
literally you're paying to be in there.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, you know, so it's like, we're in there and we're just trying to, like, murk it as quickly as possible and get, like, the best takes down, so it's just important to be just completely focused, as we've realised for a lot of times. Yeah. And he knows when we've been high in there, man.
Yeah. He knows, eh? It's like your mum or something, mate. He's like, I fucking know, man.
He doesn't give a fuck at all. Like, but it's just, he knows because we're so...
It's a different energy.
We're so snappy with it when we're in there. And then when we're high, we're just like, we're letting him take the wheel almost.
Yeah.
So...
It's good to mix it up sometimes, though, and like... Just see what happens, like, fucking...
But for the most part, here, like, because we've been working for him for, like, the past 2 years now.
Right.
And, like, we've been going in there, like, every fucking week, man.
Okay.
Just different takes, new shit, old shit, just going harder on it all. Right. So he kind of understands what, like, our style is already.
You found your guy, sort of.
Yeah, you know, we're comfortable with working with him. Shout out to Adelaide Audio Institute as well.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Ant. He's a genius.
Shout out.
Yeah, so yeah, but nah, he knows what's up. But like I said, in terms of smoking weed and going in there, it's like, just it's better to be more focused. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Facts, I feel that. And you got to know what works for you at the end of the day. You know? You just got to like know what works for you. Yeah. And like you test your limits. We've all tested our limits, and like you know what works and shit. Like you know, if you got to go in and just like be sharp, then, like, maybe you shouldn't be smoking. Like you can say.
Wait, I got to ask. So when you're doing singing and stuff, and do you ever smoke weed before you're doing like a verse? You're laying down a verse when like you're doing some melodies and stuff with your voice.
Like I way less, bro. Like the more and more professional I take it in that, because like again, it's like I know my limits. Like I know that if I haven't been like smoking all week, like I can probably like puff a doobles, like sink a billy or some shit, and it's not gonna like affect my performance. But like if I've been smoking like 2-3 days straight or something like that, and I'm trying to hit those like clean angelic falsettos, like it takes so much more effort because I got to like use all the technique in my like and make sure that the note comes out, and then even then sometimes it's just not clean.
Does it char your vocals or?
It does, but I've been smoking for so long. I feel like it's almost like I've adapted a little bit to it, but it does, bro. And even drinking, bro. Like I used to drink heaps like back in the day. These days I barely fucking drink. Do you know what I mean? Like honestly, I barely fucking drink. Like, and because it dries my throat out. You know, actually like dehydrates my throat, and it just makes then I got to spend a day too recovering on it and shit. So like the further I'm going on my journey, like the more I'm maturing and growing as well. I've just noticed the less I'm doing those things now because it does impact it negatively. Yeah, exactly. And like I might like if I've got a big show coming up. Like I might like not smoke all week, and then maybe I'll like smoke way too big a one 5 minutes before I go out. And because like, dude, I like literally, I got fed weed browns when I was 3 years old, bro. Yeah. Like it's fucking maniac shit. But like it's almost in my fucking DNA. So like I played at the Grey Assembly one time, and I like smoked the doobie just before, and it was just strong fucking shit. And I just went out there. And it's like that moment of like, cool, there's this anxiety there, there's energy there of like, this could completely fuck your performance. Like you could completely crash and burn, or you can just let it all go and just be deep, bury yourself into the emotion, bury yourself right into the feeling and try and connect with something. And like, that is something that I can sometimes do, but then also sometimes I've gone out and I've just like, I need to do a 3-hour show and 2 hours in, my voice is fried. No, it's a dangerous game sometimes, bro. It's a risk, you know? It's a risk.
For the most part, like, you know, especially starting off with performing and shit like that, we kind of, like, we said to ourselves, like, alright, like, it's probably, we're just going to take it easy on getting turned before we go out there. Because, I mean, when you're first starting off, no matter how like, you know, extroverted you think you are, when you're going out on the stage and shit like that, you know what I mean? You're in front of hundreds of people and shit, or whatever. It's a different type of, like, it's a different type of thing that happens to you. You start exactly what you were saying. It's like you feel like you're either about to sink or float. You know what I mean?
Like you either go to a next level in that crowd, or you just like crash.
Not even float, like fucking shoot off. You're either gonna sink or you're gonna go. And so like
it's make or break.
Our reference for when we performed in Boho in the Philippines.
In the Philippines.
Yeah, I remember.
That's crazy. You got to talk about that as well. Like how did you hook that up?
Yeah. So pretty much what happened was we were over there.
That show looked fire as well, by the way. I just want to add, like, check it out. I shared the video on the Instagram because, like, what the fuck is crazy?
No, it was mad, man. Pretty much what happened was we were over there initially just filming some music videos. Cause we had a friend whose auntie was like the mayor of like the village and shit like that. So she had a fucking like dope ass mansion and shit that we actually filmed.
5 fucking stories and
Yeah,
shit.
had
like
an
elevator
and
all
shit.
the way to the roof.
Oh
Like,
my
yeah,
god.
like,
The Lobok River is what it's called in Bohol.
Yeah.
And it's like this
It's
dope ass
amazing.
river. Yeah, and it was like right next to the river and shit and fucking. Yeah, in the video So Up we did, which was like one of our first music videos we dropped in 2018. Some of the scenes.
Actually, I think those scenes got cut out.
No, there's a pool. When I'm on the pool and shit as well.
Oh, yeah. The pool. Yeah.
And I'm fucking. But yeah, that's like on top of it. If you see the pool, that's
Yeah.
right on top of the mansion.
Mm.
But yeah, no, with the show and shit, we're just filming music videos all around the thing whilst visiting our mate that was now living there.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we contacted the head manager of like one of the nightclubs there, and we said, oh hey look, we're these musicians from Australia. We're here in your city and shit. Like if we show you what you got and stuff like that, you should put us on and
Yeah.
like, fucking let us go hard whilst we're here.
Yeah.
And then at first they're like, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Like they pretty much just kept on palming us
This
off.
is crazy.
So like the manager,
This was fucking crazy. This was crazy.
Because like, how do you do that? Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
especially on the come up, like you
Yeah.
didn't have like you weren't some big
Nothing.
names at that
Nah.
point. Like,
Like,
Nah,
by
this
that
is-
point, only thing we had done was MCing.
Yeah.
In terms of like
you hadn't done no other big shows or anything like that.
nothing.
Nah.
So
Right, go on, tell me how this happened. Tell me.
all right, so
Go deep on it as well. Tell
Alright,
them
so
all.
the night before, right? So actually, we just finished filming the 2 music videos. So we finished filming 2 music videos, and then it was our videographer's last day there because we flew him out there, and then he had to fly back out because we couldn't afford to like keep him there for the same
Yeah.
time we're there for. So
Gotcha.
Well,
So
we
yeah,
didn't even know we were performing at the time when he was
Yeah.
actually there. It was
Yeah.
like right as he was leaving that we actually
Yeah.
hooked it up. But
like, so
Right.
it was on his last night out. We're like, bro, thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
Blah. Like, you know, let's go out, let's celebrate. You know, we got some dope shit done. Let's go out. So we go out. There's like one club in this on this island, and yeah, so we went out in the clubs. Blah blah blah. As soon as we walk in, we're like, me and Jay are just looking at each other like, bruh, like that's crazy. And then our manager Michael, he was there with us as well. He's and then like I walk up to him, I'm like, bro, like, you know, it'd be fucking crazy, man. Like if we fucking perform before we leave, like even if it's on a shit night, like we didn't come here with the plans to perform, but if we did, that shit would be fucking hard. And it's like he looks at me like we're all drunk by this point. He looks at me,
Of course.
He looks at me, he's like, "Do you want to perform?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, bro, yeah, let's fucking perform."
Right.
So he gets up, I was like, "All right,
I'm gonna make it
walks
happen.
off, yeah, bro." Walks off. He's talking to the manager and shit, and the manager's like, "All right, well, sorry, I can't do much right now. Come back on Wednesday." So we're like, "All right, fuck it." So we came back on Wednesday.
Just you two at that point.
No, so us and our manager.
He was still there, yeah.
So all 3 of us. We came back on the Wednesday, and we speaking to the manager again. The manager's like palming us off onto the DJ. Speak to the DJ. He organizes all of that stuff. Then the DJ's like, nah, speak to the manager. She organizes that stuff. So everyone is just like palming us off. So we're like, fuck it. So Michael had enough. He's like, blah 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 blah. Look, man, just get these guys up. So they had a I think they were having like an acoustic performance type situation
Like an
on
open
that
mic
random
type
night.
thing.
Yeah.
Right.
On that Wednesday that we were there.
What?
So Michael was like, all right, just get these guys on that stage, man. Just get these guys on that stage, and they'll show you why.
Shout
they
out,
need to be
man. What a manager, eh?
Honestly, bro, he killed it that day. So yeah, he's like, just get these guys up on that stage, man. They'll show you exactly why they need to be main event. Like I just wanted to perform. I didn't care about main event.
Main event, next minute, eh?
Like it'll show you why they should be main event. Blah 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 blah.
Love
So
it.
so then we sent them some of our tracks and shit. They were playing it through the system, and then so me and
So
Jay
how
just
at
went
that
on-
point, how much like was that tracks from Concrete Jungle?
Nah.
That was gonna be on it, or these are older
Nah.
tracks still?
These these are probably all the singles before Concrete Jungle.
Right.
Yeah.
So you weren't even on your hardest shit yet.
Nah.
This was
nah.
even before most of the singles were made, like DIE and Gramercy. They were like just after Philippines. It was like so
Gotcha.
up. It was
Yeah,
like
it
so
was
up
so up.
in a lot of the EP songs
Yeah,
as
the
well.
EP songs.
So what? They just usher you on, like you just like, let's go.
Yeah. So he's like, get these guys on there, blah blah blah. They show you why they need to be main event. I'm like, shit.
They were just sitting there like, go on then.
Yeah, they're like, alright, shut up.
Yeah, right,
just
love
get it over. and
Get it
done.
over with.
Yeah. So me and Jay hop on stage. We're like, alright, like a little bit nervous, but we're like, fuck man, like let's fucking get this shit.
We're like, we're like, these guys don't want us on here right now. We
Like,
have to fucking kill it.
100%.
We have to go like, fuck everything,
Yeah.
man. Like, let's just show them. Let's show them.
Yeah, because at that point, like our mentality was pretty much like, what do we have to lose? We came like quarter way across the world. like we've done what we came to do. There's only one more thing that could like top everything that we've done. Like fucking show. So yeah, that was our mentality. That was our train of thoughts. We were like, alright, fuck it, man, let's go. So we hop on stage. Y'all want to copy Super Jump? Yeah, like we just started performing. Like pretty much like one song deep. Like all the bartenders, like they had like 30 odd people in this venue, like just working, like security guards, door people and everything. Everyone stopped what they doing, came out into the fucking middle of the venue, and they're like just watching us and shit. Like we're just performing, and shit, and like by the time we even finished the 5 songs we were performing, like I seen our manager walk out with that manager, like with the venue manager there.
Right.
I seen them walk out and shit, and like she's on the phone. So yeah, fucking by the time we left there, like as soon as we linked up with our manager after all of that, he's like, alright, so we've got main event. We've got free booth, free entry for anyone we want. They're happy to pay us as well.
So you fucking do it, man. Make it happen, bro.
Literally, they're like, you got like not fuck the Friday night. You got the Saturday night and use the main event. Blah blah blah.
Holy shit.
And then we're like literally like as soon as when we fucking came running out with So Up and we just cranked So Up. We seen I seen these receptionist birds. They were all the way at the front of the thing. They just dropped what they're doing. Like I didn't see them drop what they're doing, but I seen them running through the doors and just standing. They're all standing around the bartenders.
Like, at least 30 people, like because they're preparing before they open up and shit. But because they invited us, we're in there before they opened. So they're preparing. Everyone's doing what they're supposed to do before they open up. They'll open the doors up and shit. Like as soon as we start performing, well, one song deep. Boom! Like everybody stops what they're doing. They're just paying attention. Security guards are all in their suits and ties and shit. They're like, like looking pretty.
There's something here. There's something going on here. What the fuck?
Like,
This is bringing the energy of it.
Should have listened to us.
But nah,
proving them wrong. Proving the haters wrong.
But exactly, like what would they expect? You know, like I said, they never heard of us before, nothing like that.
Exactly.
So,
Makes sense that they were like sus on it. But obviously, your manager's just a fucking G, so he managed to get you in. You gotta have a good team around you, eh?
100%.
People who know how to make shit happen like that, man. Because now that you had that opportunity, you went crazy. Next thing you perform main event, you got the visuals up, you got everything cranking. How many people were there that night? Like when you had the main event?
Probably roughly up to 300, maybe.
Pretty packed out.
I think it was 350.
Probably about 3.
Like all the tickets pretty much sold out. Like and then we just brought a shit ton of people in.
Yeah, we rocked it with a fat entourage. Like we didn't even know half these people, but like our boy that we went to visit and stuff. When he found out that we were performing in his hometown, in the main nightclub that was there, he's just called all the cousins up, man. Like, he's like, yo, my boys from Australia, they perform, like, they're all like, what the fuck? Performing at Adelaide, what the fuck?
It was funny as fuck, because
and you was like 19, 20 or some shit like that.
19,
yeah, we just turned 19.
Just turned 19 like the previous
I love that, bro. I love that.
It was crazy. It was a fucking, it was a vibe, man. Like,
it was hectic.
Like just to be able to be like elsewhere and do something that you have a passion for. Like that was just a fucking vibe. Like on its own, like that was just nuts.
Even though that was kind of like something small in terms of like, you know, like on the grand scheme of things of what is possible in the music industry, for us that was like that was the big turning point, because like before we were going there, like we got told, why are you going there? Like why are you going there? What's the point?
I'll fucking show you why.
Oh my god! To this day, I can't get over that analogy he used, because like I don't want to say his name, but he was talking about like why are you guys going there? Like alright, so say you own a coffee shop. Your coffee is pretty shit. No, he didn't say that. He was like, you own a coffee shop. You can't seem to sell coffee in Adelaide for any reason. What makes you think you'd be able to sell it anywhere else in the world? Like, if your coffee isn't making money here, maybe work on your coffee before you try to start pushing it out. Like doing all of that. And we're like, we took that. We're like, man, fuck this guy.
Fuck coffee.
We're like,
I'm drinking green tea, bitch.
Fuck that. Facts. Like, so we just looked at that and we were like,
but like you're just starting out in that. Like,
exactly. That's what we're like.
Getting experiences in and shit.
The way we looked at it, we're like, wait, so hang on a minute. You're going to tell us, because no one's fucking us right now, because we're doing what everyone else in Adelaide is doing, that the fact that we want to go and do something different from what everyone's doing in Adelaide, that people are going to fuck with us even less. I'm like, I looked at it, I was like, that's stupid. I was like, that's stupid, man. Like, what the fuck?
It's a losing mentality, isn't it?
Oh,
100%.
Like, usually what you're trying to do is broaden your horizons.
Yeah.
Go get another experience.
Yeah.
Go see a music scene somewhere else. It's not like you're going to, like, relocate to the Philippines and, like, start trying to make a rap scene happen over there. It's like, no, you're just going on a trip to go get some dope content and, like, film some music videos in the Philippines. Like, who doesn't think that's a good idea?
Plus, when we were 19, we wanted
It's just hater shit.
We just wanted to wild out there as well. Like, we were like, fuck it, we've never travelled and shit. Like, it wasn't like we had that money, like, but disposable. We were just like, alright, let's make this shit happen. And we were just fucking keen on it, fresh out of high school and shit. Like, we went to Melbourne before that and done a music video for the EP. But then, so after that, we're like, what can we do next? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was one of the
It's
things.
just hate gang, bro.
Yeah.
It's just hate gang. And, like, honestly, you guys, like, the way you're going about everything and the like, determination and the commitment and, like, just even the business savvy and, like, being switched on and shit. Like, that's going to piss some people off, bro, because, like, you aren't fucking around, you know what I mean? And it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Like, but that's part of it. Like, you want to, like, you know, you want to win the world and shit like that. Then, like, that's ambitious, and, like, you gotta be ready to deal with the haters. Like, nothing comes without, like, you know, both sides of the fucking coin.
Facts, yeah. 100%.
But I just reckon it's because of how much potential you guys have, and, like, you know, it makes people feel insecure and shit. You know what I mean? Maybe their coffee's shit. You know what I mean? I think your coffee's fire.
No, thank you, bro.
Yeah, fuck it. No, that's it for the most part as well. I think, you know, like, like, you know, people can have whatever perception they want on us and shit, you know, and, like, you know, they might think we're, like, pretty loud people in terms of just, like, the way our style is and shit like that, but, you know, like...
It's high energy, though. That's the whole thing, right?
Yeah, well, that's it. You know, listen to our shit, it's really pumped up and all that. But, I mean, for people that actually know us, don't... You know, like, we're fucking chillers, man. Like, we're, like, we want to be mates with you before we want to be enemies.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the only time it's going to be like that is if you've fucking crossed us. And it's like,
Absolutely.
It never really gets like that anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just like... But I think people... Yeah,
they want to put you in a box, you know? Like,
exactly.
I've experienced the same thing. Is that me? Take that call, bro. Take that call right now, bro. They're on Talk of Yorke.
Yo, Young Brandy, what's going on? Yeah, I'm in an interview. What's up?
Oh, you're in an interview?
Yeah. Give a shout out. Give a shout out in the mic. Chat your shit. What's your name?
Young Brandy. 2021 is about to come out. You're gonna be so keen, but I'm about to do some more recording and dropping some more shit very soon. So at the moment, just keep tuned.
Yeah.
Shout out Young Brandy.
Took his opportunity, went with it, man.
Yeah, that's it. Alright, anyway, I'll speak to you after, right? But easy done. You're on loudspeakers. Quickly, what?
Brandy, you love it.
Yeah.
It's his little brother.
Oh, true.
Oh no, I'll come. Easy. Alright, well, I'll speak to you after, right? I'll have to let you go. Yeah, I'll come though. I'll come. Alright, catch you. Yeah, shout out my little brother, Young Brandy. Yeah, like I said, like, you know...
Family first, though.
Yeah, people at the gathers with him know that he's a mad freestyler, so...
Right.
Yeah, he's wild.
And he's dropping shit in 2021, you know, I've been working with him, that's one thing I want to say as well, you know, my little brother, like I said, to begin with, like, you know, my little brother, you know, we were, like, on the electric amp, you know, like, fucking, you know, he was always doing it with me type shit as well, so it's like, now it's at the stage where... You know, he's always been kind of like inspired by the fact that, you know, he was doing like the amp shit as well with me and stuff. And then now it's like, he kind of sees that I'm doing it, going all in. And he's also got that type of passion too. So it's like, yeah, 2021, he's dropping his first shit. So just stay tuned for that.
Young Brandy, fucking get him on the podcast one day.
Yeah, he'll be down.
So you guys go to the Philippines, like that's like 2018, like you have that crazy experience.
Yeah.
And you pretty much finished with that EP at that point. You like after that you're like, cool, that's almost topped off, not just like the Philippines trip, but the whole EP.
Yeah.
And now we've got to like think about the next set of like songs.
After we came back from the Philippines, man, that is what kind of we realised really did set us aside from a lot of people in Adelaide.
The fact that you could actually do that.
The fact that we just
No, I think it was more so the fact that we could see almost anything could be possible in that instance. Because, you know, like, had we kicked back and listened to what everybody was saying about the trip and, like, all of that, none of that would have been possible. Like, but a lot of people listen to this guy because, like, he's pretty prominent in what he's doing. Like, the guys was telling us, we got shit coffee.
Yeah, that's it.
So, yeah, like, a lot of people listen to him and, like, you know, for the most part, like 90% of the people that were listening to him haven't really done all that much since then. You know, like you go through their catalogs and like see.
You gotta look out for that
doing,
fucking
like,
leech energy, bro.
100%.
Some people trying to suck the energy out of you, and it's fuck that, because I just like seeing fucking people from Adelaide full of ambition. I can see it in your eyes. Like I can see the fucking hunger's there, and you don't really give a fuck. Like you're gonna do your thing. You're gonna keep making better and better music. And like literally, like right now, I'm looking on Spotify. I'm seeing that, and I'm like, it has no way near enough streams that it deserves. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not reflective of where you're gonna be. Like I really feel like
it's just all the grind, man. That's why we don't look at the numbers, man. Like, you know, fucking. A lot of people, you know, they're looking at numbers to decide what their worth is.
That's shit though.
But we know regardless, man, of what happens right now. Yeah. We know eventually we're gonna be up to that stage where we're gonna be satisfied with it, kind of, because we're gonna be satisfied. We'll always keep on going. But it's all part of the development side of things. But a lot of people get deterred by how much results they get right now. You know what I mean? It's
like long term, isn't it? It's like you've got to play that long game.
Yeah,
100%. So how do you start getting in the studio and start working on? Obviously, you got your producer pretty well sorted out. You're starting to come into your own sound a bit more. Your chemistry is probably developed even between each other. It's all like flowing easier and stuff. And then you got, is it 6 tracks? 6 or 7? 7.
Yeah.
So it's like a long EP or like a short album type thing. And then like, do you write a bunch of tracks and then you like peel back to like your favorite 7 or like how'd the EP happen? Like
so actually
how long did it take as well? Though?
Okay, so 90% of the songs on this EP were like demos and everything from 20 end of 2018, early 2019. So half of these songs are from then the rest are like late 2019. So yeah, for the most part, because I was in Melbourne, it was a bit harder to like just pump shit out for that year that I was in Melbourne. But yeah, so I guess it's taken us 2 years to do the project. But even then, like we started off with just making music, like just, you know, coming up with concepts and ideas and like, you know, just doing demos and all of that. And then, like we eventually build on these demos, get them up to that point where we feel like they have more potential than like almost anything else out of the demo list. And then, we just go from there and like pick them out and then hit the studio, like work on it there. And just go from there.
For the most part as well, we're kind of looking at tracks as well that we're like, our music as well, like, from what I'm thinking of it as well is like the reaction that we get from when we performed, and we haven't performed that much, but because that level of not giving a fuck that we have when we go on the stage, you know, it really translates the music perfectly, you know, and I feel like, you know, when I see people, you know, they might hear our tracks or whatever, and then they might fuck with it, they might not fuck with it, but I know damn well when they're in the fucking shows that we're performing at, when we perform, they fuck with the fucking energy, because we don't allow them to not fuck with the energy, because we're all in it, bro.
It's an experience.
We're all in, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a fucking raver, man. Like, you know, I used going on stages like me to get that energy out still.
Definitely.
You know, so it's like we just go fucking.
It's art, man. Like you're artists and you're doing your fucking thing, you know.
Yeah.
And when artists are really tapping into like the art, and you can tell it's not about some bullshit. Like it's even if you like rapping bars and it's a bit of a flex. Like the story behind it and the story behind, you know, who you are. Translates across and people feel that shit and they're like, fuck, he's just rapping about like, you know, riding the whip wherever it is, but fuck, you feel it, you know what I mean? So what do you guys exactly? So like, and we'll get you guys to do some bars soon as well. I think even just before that, I want to sort of ask, like, with your music, because from having to listen to Concrete Jungle, it feels like there's definitely parts of it which is just like fun, vibe, and it's just like go hard, fuck around, have a good time, and just feel that energy, and it's just even flexing, like, you know, look what we can do, you know, like, and then like tracks like came through, I feel like 23 is just sort of like that, it's just real fun and shit, even how you open that track up and stuff, it's just like lemonade, like you're just like, you're having fun, but then like came through feels like you're speaking a little bit more about like the haters almost and stuff like you know how we came through. It wasn't so fucking easy. You know, you're still telling that story as well. So it's good to see that lyricism, like you know, telling it's like you aren't just doing one thing. You can see the artistry in there as well. So what are you guys trying to like deliver from your perspective with the music, like?
From Concrete Jungle?
Yeah, like what?
Music in general.
Or just I mean even Concrete Jungle and going forward. Like what are you trying to give? Like, you know, what do you want people to get out of the music?
Man, I think it's. I think it's super important that people just listen to the music and like just allow themselves to feel whatever is in the music. Like yeah, because you know sometimes I'll be on my having fun shit. You know, I might be a little bit lit, coming up with ideas and shit, and then yeah, the entire song would just be a fun fucking song meant for you to just listen to it, catch a vibe, and just have fun with it. So yeah, just take it as it is. But yeah, at the same time, you know, there's always a serious side to everything that that goes on behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and all of that. So yeah, so there's always going to be two sides to the coin. So you just take the coin and take it and appreciate it for what it is.
And songs that came through, for instance, that was like a, you know, just speaking on like about like, you know, even how you're saying with your father and the dread situation, and just you know, with personal appearance, but also like the stigma that's attached with people labeling you as like a rapper, for instance, and stuff like that. It was like, you know, you can't get caught up in that shit because a lot of people don't understand it, that like don't fuck with that genre or whatever. So, you know, what I'm saying with that is like, with songs that came through, for instance, that was kind of like us really reflecting how it was like a make or break situation, where it was just like, we were at that stage, for me at least personally, where it was kind of like, you know, I'm coming through this mind state of all this pressure that's building up from the people around me, you know, like give me this pressure of like, you know, you're saying you should be doing a trade as like an Aussie lad.
Doubting like your vision.
Yeah. Because and that's the whole scene of like, you know, music's obviously big in Australia, but you know, rap music isn't too big. Obviously, boom bap music is, with like people like Hilltop Hoods and Funk Wars and all that type of stuff. But then the new wave like type of trap music is still on the incline. You know what I mean? For sure, yeah. You know, like, and there's
you turn on Triple J and like every day there's more and more like trap artists.
100%. So yeah, like Came Through was just us pretty much like telling our story of like the thought process of us going through that mark of like being like, nah, fuck it, you know, we're gonna keep doing our shit because like that's what we do. This is what we do, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, Concrete Jungle, man, like I feel like for the most part, the first EP we dropped, that was us like really just finding our feet type of shit. This new EP, Concrete Jungle, that we just dropped, this is us really having fun with it, and then also delving into the serious type of shit as well in terms of the nitty gritty. And then all
storytelling a little bit more, like bring a bit more storytelling.
Yeah, help you connect to us as kind of like people too as well. But hey, all I can say is the new shit.
I already know, the new shit's gonna be crazy.
That's the thing. Before we dropped Concrete Jungle, we were like, alright, now we gotta make sure we got some ammo, man. Like some fucking heat. So that's what I'm saying. Like nothing, no more details on that right now. But all I'm saying is
no drop date, no. 2021 though.
Nah. Oh yeah, 2021. 2021.
2021.
Album, like if you did 7, surely you're gonna go like do 10, or you're gonna just do another.
Hey,
I'm just trying to pull the.
Shut up, man.
Nah, for real. Hey, like I said, we took a minute with this Concrete Jungle one, but it's not without a reason. You're usually gonna see why. So
yeah,
that's what I'm gonna say.
And go fuck with Concrete Jungle. Honestly, like for fuck's sakes, like if you're. Like I see some of the artists out there on Spotify and shit, and the numbers are getting run up, and like I see you guys and you're so in that mix, like you should so be in the fucking mix of what people are fucking with in Adelaide, as far as the local scene goes, you know, because if not, you're just gonna go straight over the heads of Adelaide, and you're just gonna go somewhere else. Like I could just see it happening anyway. Go fuck with it.
For the most part as well, bro. We're not really. Like I said, we're not trying to sit here and like go for the Adelaide standard.
I know, but you hope that the local scene supports. Like you hope that. 100%. Obviously, you're shooting beyond that. I can tell by what you're doing, what you put into it. But like, it's just like, fuck sakes, Adelaide, stop dogging. Stop sleeping on your guys. We all end up fucking off because there's too much sleep in this fucking sleeping town. You know?
Oh man, fuck's sake.
Wake up!
This town's a big slumber party for fuck's sake. But go fuck with it. Go listen to it, because there is different vibes on there. You know, there's just hype stuff where you can just really go out, go to town and fucking have a real good vibe. And then there's stuff that tells a bit more of a story as well. And it's good quality production, and like the flows are tight as fuck. And you can tell that, you know, there's no sloppy fucking flows. You know what I mean? Like I know that there's no sloppy flows from you guys.
We're delving into some melodies as well, man, and that's what I think people are gonna really be able to see us expanding on in our next shit. Because you know, there's like a lot of tracks that if you peep it, you'll see as well that we're not just spitting just bars. You know what I mean? And that's gonna be more prominent in the future shit we drop.
You're seeing it more now, like artists, and that's again what a part of the whole everyone's got so much there that they can take from now. Like you see it so often, like even MGK. Just recently, he just dropped like a bunch of like what is it? It's like sort of pop punk or something, right? And he's fully singing in that, and he's gone from like, you know, beefing with Eminem to
Yeah.
rapping to like now he's like
Did
literally
you
doing
see some of the memes that came out with that?
so many
It's
memes.
like I think there's this one. MGK was like wearing a pink dress or something like that. They're like Eminem's the only rapper that can beef with somebody so hard to make him go from like. Because then they had him had a picture of him with all the tattoos and like looking hard, like wild boy type vibes. And then had another picture of him like in all that pink and shit.
Yeah, right.
I haven't seen that.
Eminem just hit him at a deep level. Like, he's like, I don't know who I am anymore, bro.
Oh,
Stop rapping now.
Did Eminem destroy, like, because I know some people are like, nah, he fucked his rap career up and that's why he's doing this other stuff.
No.
But in my opinion, like, ever since that, way more people were talking about MGK. Like, it raised heaps of awareness about him and shit.
100%.
If you watch the interviews on it as well, Eminem was hesitant on it as well about.
Because he knew he was going to give him clout.
Oh, he knew this guy was being a dick, and he was just so like, well, I don't want to have to respond to it because I know me responding to it is just gonna help him out. You know what I mean? But then it was just, you know, a lot of
sometimes you gotta, don't it? Sometimes you just gotta like come back. And
and he smoked them, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You know, Eminem's good for that type of shit. You know?
Yeah, like, and I think everyone agrees. Like, MGK had a decent diss track, but it's like talking about one of the goats, bro. It's like you know,
100%.
Like every like
levels.
It's levels, bro. Like, but no, that's killer. All right, well maybe you guys can you give me a sneak preview? Not now, but off camera of like some of the new shit.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear it. But for now, sorry guys, you're gonna have to wait. Yeah. 2021. These guys not giving too much more information out.
Yes, sir.
But I reckon we should spit some bars because I think that the proof's in the pudding at the end of the day.
Let's go for it.
Do you know what I mean? Like you can do lots of things in the studio, but what can you do when you're live on Talk of Yorke? Let's see. Alright, let me grab
get
this.
it.
Let's go. Alright, let me get this speaker on.
Alright, crank it, sir.
I'm keen for this.
Firing on.
This is I'm gonna keep doing these. I reckon just getting people to spit. That's good, eh?
Yeah, do it.
No, 100%.
All right, here we go.
Chat this shit.
Superficial on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
They're here with the bars, with the heat. Not playing around.
Can't make this shit, bro.
It's Concrete Jungle.
Yeah. Look. Hey. Fuck it. Start it again.
Start again. We're
Fuck on that.
Alright, come on.
I slept.
Bro,
Let's go.
Talk of Yorke, man. It's nerve-wracking, bro. It gets you, bro.
Nah, we good. We chilling.
Let's go. Round 2. Let's go. Superficial. Check him out.
Woo. Okay. Look. Rap bizarre. I been bossing up, I just need me a cigar. Y'all can get the bands, nigga, leave me the guitar. You ain't understand what I'm saying, get far. On God. Came from a city where the days ain't pretty and the bass stay gritty. Adelaide stand with me. 508-4 every day stay jiggy, let it blaze like hippies till the day. What? Till the day they get me.
When I come through, I'm bringing like 1, 2 goons with me. Cruising through ACD, you know that my crew's litty. Sipping goose out of the city, I'm getting trippy. And I'm 21 and frisky, I need me a pretty bitty. Do something to her, only my hair gold. Yeah, she rubbed me like I'm Buddha. She wanted me to teach her something, but I ain't a tutor. But I know me a maneuver that I learned from Kama Sutra. So I'ma make it come like a bullet from a shooter. Pull up in the Lexus, but they know we soup, so I'm leaving in the Supra. If I'm being honest, they ain't ready for the truth, bro. If I'm being honest, they ain't knowing shit about us, but they know I'm from the town with the Mary Jane the loudest. So they want us catch a fade, they can get it if they doubt us. They calling up the pigs for some pork in the fork while I'm spitting freestyles and I'm talking with Yorke.
Hey!
While I'm talking with Yorke.
Right. Okay.
Third beat, third flow.
Concrete Jungle just dropped, better copy. With a bunch of videos, better watch it. Beats got murked and the evidence burnt. Every verse in a hearse, they should put it on the shirt. Young and on the come up, but that's why I'm gonna come down. New watch, but don't ask me for the time now. None of y'all will fucking with me, wait before the touchdown. Cause I'm up now, trying to say what's up now. Says they like my style, calling me the plumber cause I pipe it down. Came from the bottom, but I ain't had time now. And I never forgot it when I ain't had a top down. They can ape right now, let the bass drop now.
Woo!
That was too smoked.
Beat number 4. Superficial.
Yes, sir.
O.U.P. Dollar signs all over it.
Yeah, if think I'm playing games, yeah. If think I'm playing games, man, shit won't be the same, yeah. When we hit the stage, yeah, we gon' make it rain, yeah. Verses that we spittin', man, you bet they ain't playing, yeah. Steady on the come up, yeah, you better run up, yeah. I'm spittin' all that, they ain't hitting none. Fuck me they wanna, yeah, I'ma go run up, spittin' that shit, yeah, shit's like butter, yeah, I slaughter, yeah, what you thought of, came from the bottom, not head to the top, yeah, about to slaughter, came from the bottom, they know about that, fuck, I was just getting into it, fuck, I was just at the top, man, it's fucking, I fuck it up sometimes, but,
That's good.
Woo!
yeah, fuck,
Look.
fuck.
To keep it real. Now I leave my dreams and it feels so unreal. Looking back at things and I don't have a meal. Can't sell. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Screaming Jesus grabbed the wheel, so I grabbed the steel. Had to make ends meet. Had to eat.
Fuck it up.
Oh man.
Oh!
Okay. I fucked it. But yeah.
Alright, man.
Yes, sir.
Well fucking done, boys.
Oh man, freestyling off the top, man. It's fucking hard, bro.
It's not easy to come into the Love Gang vibe, bro, and just bare your soul. But what you guys just delivered was fucking beautiful,
come on,
man.
Oh shit, my bad, bro.
Nah, Murphy.
Now you people have had a little taste. These boys can obviously spit bars.
Oh man.
So
Appreciate it, bro.
if you want to hear more,
Yeah.
go on Spotify.
100%.
Hey man, it gets a bit when you're on the spot, man, it gets a bit tight, man. You're thinking, and then your heart's racing, and it's just like
Oh.
I love it, man. To be honest, I love that like fucking feeling of like, alright, it's go time. You know, and that's that type of shit. When I'm doing that type of stuff, is like the type of shit that I feel when I'm on stage. You don't know what's gonna happen. Same shit with
You never know what's gonna happen,
Going
bro.
off the top's the same fucking boat.
Takes bravery just to jump in. Like, to be honest, like that's what I respect even more. It's like, are you willing to have a crack? And like, freestyling's not a fucking easy thing to do. Do you know what I mean?
Nah,
Like,
100%.
but even just spitting bars, like in a moment like that, you know, it's not easy to perform all the time. And like the fact that you guys came and you brought the heat and you fucking had the bravery to throw yourselves into it, man.
Yeah.
That's the proof that's in the pudding, bro. And and that's the sort of commitment that's gonna keep pushing you guys like further down the line.
Fuck yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing that, boys. Thank you so much.
Bro, thank you.
A couple more questions just before we wrap up. Like I want to know collab wise. You guys looking at bringing in some more collabs in on the next project, or you don't have to say who, but is that something you're looking at doing? Because obviously the first, you didn't have any features or anything like that, right?
We have not legit. We haven't done fuck all collabs up until this point that we're at now, where we're just literally like, we wanted to kind of like find our feet and find our sound before we wanted to just go on other people's shit, because then it was just gonna be like, we wanted to make sure when we're going on people's stuff that we're doing all we can as well, and that we're like at a stage that we're comfortable with it. We weren't gonna like be everywhere else and everyone else's stuff and like look at it and go like, oh fuck, that's not even like what I'm going for now and shit. So now we're at that stage now. It's kind of like we're like, yeah, we want to kind of like we want to get out there now and like really just spread out and just like, you know, we want it to be like, you know, you hear a track, the track's dope, but then you're also like, oh yeah, like who's these Soup Cats, you know, as well. Like you're gonna be able to see the name on there and you're gonna be able to, you know, distinctively identify that that's us.
You've got that sound now.
Yeah.
Coming into your
still
own.
Still finding it, but it's at that stage that we're comfortable with.
So you're looking at like Adelaide people, or you look like branching out and you...
everyone, bro.
Both, man.
Anything.
Like, yeah.
Just good shit.
Yeah, like over the years, like we've been building relationships and like just meeting and networking with a bunch of different artists from like all over Australia and shit. So there's a bunch of collabs that we want to do with a bunch of cats in Melbourne. And like, there's a couple guys in Sydney as well. Like, I've been eyeing off that I'd love to fucking get a collab with and all of that. And
who are we talking about here? Melbourne, Sydney, some...
I don't want to name them just in case.
Put it out there in the universe, bro!
I just want to give a shout out to Kill Collective.
Yes, sir, Kill Collective. Sin Santos, Carter, talking St. P, Chucks, and like, you know, just a bunch of the guys that would love to work with in the future as well.
Yeah, hell
yeah. Love that.
Yeah, it's but some Adelaide guys as well, like we've got
I'm
keen on that one, like
that'd be sick.
But couple features on the way. one with Yorke.
Fuck yeah. It's killer. It's just it worked perfect for you guys because I had that track and it was just a hook. I've just been trying to do like hooks.
No, 100%.
And usually I'll get like 2 different rappers to come in and do a verse, but I was
Yeah.
like, well, fucking hell, like, just do it with Soup, you know? It's like, it was perfect.
No,
Like,
it's pretty dope. I reckon great timing as well with it, because for the most part we haven't been dabbling too much into like that sort of sound. Like if you listen to Conquer Jungle compared to like that, it's like almost 2 different types.
Yeah.
But like some of our newer shit explores like different types of vibes and energies as well. So
love that, yeah.
So that's gonna be dope. Like when that all comes together.
Right,
Like,
yes,
with
yeah.
with that feature, and then like some of our shit that we got that matches that vibe as well.
Yeah, love
that's
that.
gonna be dope. But yeah, we've got a couple features. Actually, we're working on something with like Lord Bravo as well.
Yeah,
Shout out
nice.
Lord Bravo.
Yeah.
ADL.
Yeah, shout out Lil
ADL.
Bravo, shout out Still Sar.
Yeah,
Okay,
Sar, yes, sir.
Ellie?
Yeah, Ellie.
Ellie, Sar, Ellie, yeah.
Sar,
man.
Ellie.
Yeah, man, that guy's got some shit popping as well. Shout out everyone in Adelaide. All the
Yeah.
504 babies, all the Killburn babies. Everyone.
Killburn babies.
Yeah, bro, that's it, man.
And then how about general plans for you guys, like going forward? Like, obviously you're dropping, like you got a project coming out next year, and then beyond that, like, what are the aspirations? Because I think something that resonates really, really strongly is the fact that you guys are super ambitious, you know. And I think like, and you've got a belief that you can do the impossible.
Oh, yeah,
you can actually make it, you know, decent coffee, you know. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you got the right people operating the coffee machine.
Yeah,
So what's the like, you know, like what's obviously, like you said, never be satisfied, but what's a dream come true for you guys? Like?
Oh man, bro, like, fuck. I want to travel and like express my sound to not only in Australia.
Yeah,
100%.
Like if I can be like 50 years old and look back on all this, I've always wanted to travel for one, you know, and I've always wanted to make music. So that's one thing that I was always going on in my head is like, you know, being a tradie, I'm not going to be able to do really either of those besides being in like Australia.
Of course.
But something like this is like, well, if I make this work, I'm going to be able to do 2 of the things that I'm like fucking like. Yeah, like bucket list shit, man. You know what I mean? It's like I want to go out, meet new people and shit like that. Fucking party up, man. Like just express the sound and put it all over the planet, man.
So you want to tour internationally? You want to
everywhere, man. You know, obviously being in America,
getting some studios in America or
100%.
in Europe, get around it. Really, just
going
fucking
to LA, like Atlanta and shit like that. That would be fucking dope.
and just give it everything, and basically be able to look back, like you said, and just go, "Fuck, I gave it everything." Like,
Yeah. So because we've got people in LA right now as well that like obviously we know from way back and shit as well that are over there and stuff as well. So once we are at that point that we can go over there and make shit work, that's when all that's going to be happening. But for now, it's like I said, it's just gonna be baby steps. You can't just fucking otherwise you can just 1 step forward, 2 step back shit. You know what I mean?
100%.
At the same time, you can't be afraid to fucking just go
Give
hard.
it everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
just go to the Philippines and just fucking
you can't
just
be,
finesse a
you
gig
can't be afraid to do
on the
that.
spot.
Yeah, exactly, man. No.
Nah, 100%. But yeah, like for myself, man, I'd love to, like, I'd love to just be able to like just do this for the rest of my life. Like, just be in a position where I've got time to spend doing whatever I want to do, but also choosing, like, being in a position where I want to be able to spend like 90% of my fucking days just locked in a fucking room,
Just in a studio.
like just making music, just allowing myself to be super creative, because I feel like that's when I'll be able to get the best of me, like in all areas of Rebazar, you know, and like but beyond that, like, say the next 30, 40 years, man, I think Adelaide needs a fucking place that will that's catered for musicians and shit. Like,
there's some
like,
little things, but I've heard other people
it's not
say
enough,
that like it needs something else.
Not like because in Melbourne there's like little communities bubbling up in the west, fucking east, the north, everywhere. But Adelaide, it's like like there's barely anything going on. Like you've got a bunch of artists doing this here and there.
Everyone's doing their own thing and that, but it's
100%.
like why it's not coming together.
Yeah, but it's like
something's stopping it from all blowing in.
Absolutely. Like if Adelaide had the resources for everybody to be able to come together and build and do all of that, like Adelaide would be like Adelaide would be fucking mentioned when you think about Australian. Like Australian musicians, because at the moment you go.
It could be a
Australian
hotspot.
music,
It could be a hotspot.
100%. Because at the
and
moment
it's beautiful here. Fuck.
Yeah, it's killer. Like,
oh man, especially down south, I fuck with all the beaches down here.
So good.
Yeah. Now for real, also as well, like just as a reference as well, like with the little small pockets, obviously you got Melbourne where they're actually getting shit kind of working and all that, and like they're actually making like a foundation for artists, like people. You know, they're artists, but they're also putting shows on and they have connections in the clubs a lot in Melbourne. So it's like there's a lot for newcomers to like, you know, meet the right people that are putting these shows on and have the opportunity to just get on there and find their way. In Adelaide, there's like very few people, and I feel like for the most part, it's like you either have to know them or you know you have to
be there,
or they you have to have some sort of clout. Otherwise, they're not going to give you the chance really
to actually get on a stage and actually do a show. Like so many rappers I know, like or just even artists around Adelaide. Like there's a scene where they want to funnel certain type of music through, like the venues, but then there's a whole massive aspect of Adelaide, which is, it feels like they never get a shot to even just get on a stage and do a decent show. Yeah. That's like when Dad's Warehouse popped up. I was like, this could be something.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we've seen a bit of that. We haven't. Yeah, like obviously that's Lil HT and all that as always.
Yeah, like I think like Dad's Warehouse is working with like Lil HT.
Yeah.
Sort of like doing some management stuff, or I'm not sure.
True.
Like I think things are always evolving and stuff like that. Yeah. But that was definitely a big feature at those shows. And
yeah.
But it was just dope. You know, it's like sick. 100%. All these kids and like you know all us youngins can all actually have someone to actually put on and like just show everyone what you can do. Like, you need that experience too.
They're youngins as well, and I think because you know when we were first performing in Adelaide as well, when we were 18 and shit, even just being MCs, it's like you know when I look at these younger cats doing it and stuff, it's like props to them, man, because like you know that's like I know how it feels to be in Adelaide to be doing that exactly, you know, and making this type of music and stuff as well. Yeah. So you know, shout out to all those lads and Dad's Warehouse for doing that type of thing.
Shout out.
But yeah, like there's a little lyric I spit as well. I'm like, you know, we're from A City, but that A stands for animosity type of shit. Bit done better in the lyrics when I'm spitting it, but that's how I feel. You know what I mean?
That's it. Like you're putting on by doing an A City. Because like it's shouting out. But then it's like also, but there's two sides to the story too. It's like my hometown, like Port Pirie. It's like it's a small town. Like I always like I always talk it up and say like like I fucking love Port Pirie. You know, it's my home and shit. Absolutely. But at the same time, I'm not gonna like act as if there was heaps of opportunities there and that people always supported me and shit. You know, you got to be honest as a creative and an artist. Like you can't be lying about that sort of shit either.
100%.
And a lot of people will connect with that because I think a lot of people feel that, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
That they don't get the support from the people around them. They shouldn't that.
No, exactly, man. Hey. And check out A City as well on Concrete Jungle. That's that song we're shouting out.
Underrated.
We're shouting
the whole fucking EP is underrated.
Oh man, when COVID's fucked off and we can actually perform, that's the one thing that we were like bummed out about because we were going to be able to put this album out earlier in the year and we were looking at it like, alright, well we want to make sure when we put it out we can perform this shit and like get it out there, man. You know, because we're ready to just go ham every opportunity. We're performing.
You got any shows coming up?
Well, we did.
It's hard with all this shit.
Yeah, we did, man. But like, in all honesty, there's no point when like people have to sit down and shit.
Yeah, that's not your vibe at all.
Especially with Concrete Jungle.
That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Everyone be getting locked up.
Oh, bro, we were
fines. You get a fine. You get a fine.
It's like Oprah's there.
The release party we did, man. Like it was that shit, man. It was exactly it. We were worried. Like we got turned and we had all the people we worked with and all our producers and our videographers and shit all there and stuff. And everyone that was a part of it, supporting it, you know, we had them all there. And it was just like, everyone was sitting down and we were like, nah, fuck this, man, we're going to be turning up. So we were turning up, like, and then the DJ and shit. And then the managers and shit, like, sit down. We're like, this is whack, but fuck it, we're going to keep going. Like,
it's shit, because it's like, that's not what you do.
Nah, we couldn't let it be like that either.
It's not what you do at all.
Nah, 100%.
So people come to a show and they think, oh, this is a bit whack.
Yeah, bro.
But it's like, well, you aren't even doing what you're meant to be doing.
Nah, there's no
like, the whole point of your performance is to go crazy hype, jumping around, everyone's jumping on top of each other and shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Getting sweaty, going ham. But
but
that
your time will come though.
Oh, bro,
for sure. As soon as COVID fucks off, man, we're gonna be putting a lot of fucking shows in the city. So just
hell good.
Even in Melbourne and shit as well. We're gonna be going ham in Melbourne as well. Like we got, like I said, you know, shout out Cool Collective again. We got all those lads over there that are like showing support. You know, those guys are going hard, and it's like, you know, we're that's what I mean. We're not trying to just tackle one place like Adelaide. We're trying to make sure that, you know, getting the whole of Australia connected, man.
100%.
There's no point of like people in, you know, Perth doing their thing, but not fucking with people, you know, like Adelaide, Sydney. You know, it's not connected. It needs to all be connected. I mean, Australia's got nothing right now in terms of like compared to like other places.
But it does seem like that right now, and like going forward a little, like we're having a bit of a moment as far as like, you know, the whole Aussie drill seems like going mental, like
100%.
with all that stuff, and it feels like there's an opening now. Like there's an opening if we can realise that it's like it's not you know, WA versus Vic versus. It's,
yeah.
it's actually, if we all come together, everyone's gonna freak out. Like the world will freak out of what we can bring.
That's it, man. Yeah.
And there's a moment, I feel it right now, and like I reckon we got a few years where there's a bit of a window here where if Australia just like can show the world what we got, then it's undeniable, you know. Like we've got a unique sound. Like even you guys, I can hear the Australianness in what you're bringing to the table. You know, it's in there, and it's you know, you're doing like a different style. Maybe it's like an Americanized style, or like you know, but it's got that Australian flavour to it, you know, which makes it sound a bit different and makes it tasty as fuck.
Yeah, man. We're just adding character to it and shit as well, man. And that comes from just like
so much character.
A lot of the influences and shit we like brought up. I listened to a lot of American rap and stuff like that as well, but also a lot of British rap when I was growing up as well. A lot of that was all boom bap and stuff, but it was like I had the most fun when I was saying these slangs, saying these slurs and shit, and so like where we're from and shit like that as well. Like pretty much everyone is like speaking in that type of tone as well. So that's why I feel like as well and stuff like that. Like you're speaking to older people and stuff like that. They're in a different generation, man. They don't understand that we're growing up kind of like. All that slang and everything like that is legitimately part of the language now. Yeah. Like, you know, at least in certain areas.
Yeah, like hip hop's done that massively,
Yeah, 100%.
Like everyone's grown up with hip hop and it's like, you know, hip hop brings so much vernacular and just so many different words and so many ways of expressing yourself to the table. And it's like, why not? Like if you're a kid and like these things help you express yourself better, like do it. Like, you know, if it helps you communicate your truth better than that. So that seems like it's a good thing. And you're always going to get those old haters and shit like that. But hopefully you'll have a few like, you know, 60-year-olds, like, you know, old ladies like in the crowd and shit and bumping along. Always, of course, man.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah, well, that's it. You
Some
know,
free spirits.
Oh, man, looking at stats and stuff as well, it goes like, you know what I mean, like 18 to 26 and then it goes to like people in 50 range and shit as well. And we're like, man, who are these grannies crying out there? Where these shorties at, bro? Where these gilfs at, bro?
I love that. That's sick, man.
I'm fucking around.
Alright, well, I reckon like we're pretty much getting the end of it.
Yeah,
it's been fucking dope talking to you guys,
likewise,
thanks
bro.
for having us.
No, thank you so much, you guys. It's been good. Like, I love what you're doing, and like, you know, just from my perspective, seeing like how serious you guys are about what you're doing. Like, you're super sincere about it. You know what I mean? Like, I can tell you're not playing around. And I think, you know, if anyone's gonna fucking, you know, make it, it's people that have that like sincerity about like how they go about their shit. So I just think you guys got a bright future, and I just can't wait to see what you're doing. Hopefully Adelaide stops sleeping, and they get to taste it as well. But yeah, like, is there anything you guys want to finish up touching on? Like, obviously, anything you just want to add?
Nah, nothing really. But yeah, except thank you for having us here, man.
Yeah, man.
Happy to
do it. Oh, man, for real, man. Nah, bro.
Like, yeah, man.
Nah, man, for real, bro.
Yeah, I'm keen to see what. I'm keen to see where your journey takes you and all of that. And like,
cheers, bro. Oh, I appreciate it.
So who's gonna be interviewing Yorke?
That's it.
No,
I'll just have a camera on the mirror and I'll do talk of Yorke. I'll talk to myself. Camera goes back and forth. I'll interview myself.
Thanks, man. But yeah, like any shout outs, you know, we already shouted out most of the people, and you know, we fuck with everyone that's, you know, been showing support so far and shit, and you know, we understand this shit takes time, and you know, like a lot of people sit there from a backwards perspective, and they look at it. But they kind of wait for some people to make the first jump to fuck with something. Of course. You know, just like all the wave in America and stuff, you know, the people like X and all those underground rappers and stuff, you know, a lot of people are like, man, look at this shit. And then all of a sudden, everyone's like, oh man, go.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, that's part of, you know, they're going to hate you before they love you. That's what I always think happens.
Yeah.
And you can't have people loving you without people hating you. So
exactly.
100%.
It's love gang, hate gang. It's all part of the same thing, you know. But I just try and show love for all of it. Like, if you're a hater, I still got love for you. But I know you're just doing your thing. But like, I'm not gonna let you bring me down. That's it. Like,
oh man, 100%.
Hate away. You know what I mean?
100%. Man. Like, one of my friends always just says, "Hey, I appreciate that." Like, to the haters, I appreciate you, but I'm gonna love you from afar. Fuck all that.
Yeah, like
fuck
that.
All that. Like,
that's it.
I got love for you, but I'm gonna love you from afar. Fuck all that energy. Fuck your energy.
100%, dude.
I'm gonna focus on me and just do what I'm meant to do.
That's it. You live in this life one time, and it's like, well, depending on what you believe, you know what I mean? Like, maybe we come back. I don't know, but it seems like we get one crack to be who we are right now, and like I just don't have. It's too precious to me, man. You know, this journey for me is too precious to be to be having hateful energy around me. Do you know what I mean? Like I just experienced too much of that stuff, and like I want my path to be just full of positivity and goodness, and being around people like yourselves, you know, who are like artists and creative people and trying to do good out there, man. So thank you so much. Let people know like where you're at on socials and like what's up and
so find us on Instagram, Superficial. That's SOUPOFFICIAL _.
And down below, my man Yorke is probably gonna put our Linktree.
Facts.
Through that link, you can find everything to do with everything about us. So if you want to hit us up on IG, Snapchat, actually no, Snapchat isn't there, but IG, fucking Facebook. You want to sus our Spotify, SoundCloud for some of those archived songs and all of that. It's all gonna be in the fucking link below. Yeah,
music videos on YouTube.
All
that shit. Check out the Linktree. Fuck with these guys. Get keen for the next project, 2021. You're gonna come out with a bang, right?
This is my year, finna hit it right.
On the head with a slash, no hammer time.
Fuck yeah. Great energy, boys.
Sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yorke.
I said welcome, but I meant goodbye.
Goodbye for now.
For now. Alright, cheers, boys. Fuck yeah.
Cheers.
Thank.
Oh, I need to take a piss, bro. I've been busting for like an hour.
Oh, you can hold that in, bro.
I should just bring the cup over, bro.
With my team, I'm yelling, I would always act a fool. I'ma stay 100, I won't play the rules. Now I won't play the rules,
Came through, lot of my sets that I came through. It won't make sense if it ain't you.